I've had a lot of questions recently on the use of mats and how we use them to develop the takeoff. Yes, there are other videos on the channel which go into this, but this one is more specific. It's about what we actually did in a session, and there are progressions through to actual full run-up jumps. After the warm-up, the first unit consisted of some basic drills: marches, lunges, flat foot low cycles and some elliptical cycles. We're just getting the athletes ready for the more intense work that follows. The next unit, Unit 2, is the mat work. Now I decided to break it right down in this session. So you'll need 3 gym mats, about 1 meter square if possible. And the first thing that we did was simply to walk onto the mat, onto the penultimate step. So if you're right-footed takeoff, right foot goes on the mat, left foot off into the gap after the mat, and you try to keep the leg long and straight and block just a little bit as you step off the mat. You've got to keep your leg long and straight. The next progression is to then walk through onto another mat. So you've got one mat, a first step, right foot for example, gap, mat, left, right. So step onto the mat, plant for the penultimate, step onto the next mat. Don't swing up into a takeoff just yet. Enable yourself so that your hips start to move through into the takeoff though. So step quickly. That's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get a quick rhythm from step 2 to step 1 and allow the hips to move through into the takeoff. We then progress to jogging through that movement and start to add a swing off, a takeoff off of the third mat. But as I keep saying, you've got to keep that left leg, if you're a right leg jumper, pretty straight between the 2 mats as you transfer into the takeoff. Gradually increase the distance between the 2 mats, but keep the distance quite closed, if that makes sense, so you're forced to get the rhythm. Start to take off to land on the free leg, so that takes your direction forwards off of the mats. It's important to go forwards and not go up. Now, in this particular session, we went on to do some other takeoff drills. Sometimes they're called gallops, where you land on the free leg and take a step. But the difference here is, to make it really long jump specific, is that you have to push in from your landing into the next takeoff. So you take off, you land on the free leg, and then you push in, step very quickly into the next takeoff to again get that da-da movement, that rhythm, that speed that's going to generate more horizontal and superior vertical velocity off of the takeoff. We did 2 reps on both the right leg and the left leg. It's always important to go for balance. And then we did similar reps with 3 steps in between. So you land, step, step, da-da. So land, take a step, and then penultimate take off, creating that same rhythm again. The third unit involved run-ups. Now, to improve the ability to continually sprint, with control of course, into the takeoff without losing speed, we did over distance run-ups. Now that basically means that we add an extra 2 steps on to the jumper's normal run-up. So I told them to add 14 more pigeon steps onto their normal length run-ups in order to add approximately an extra 2 steps. And the objective is to just keep running through the takeoff mark or the takeoff line, because we did these on the track. I'm not concerned about accuracy. What I want is to see no deceleration through the final 5, 6, 7 meters. Thus, when they go back to their normal length run-up, it should be easier because they've run those extra 2 steps, so they shouldn't have any problems maintaining speed through the board. Of course, that depends on the fact that you've done sufficient speed work prior to that and other run-up structuring work. But if you have, then doing over distance run-ups can help you in terms of maintaining and developing speed into the board, where it is of course crucial. In the next unit of drills, or really a follow-on from this third unit, we transferred to do run-ups at the pit, normal length run-ups. And you'll see that I'd put a line of sand just 2 meters 20 or so from the board. That is to simulate the movement into the takeoff. the penultimate step and the takeoff step to create that rhythm to set the takeoff up, so that you don't, in this case, just run through, but you actually position in order to jump. Now, if you watched last week's video in this series, then you'll have seen that Paul jumped off of one of his run-ups. That was because I'd seen him set himself up particularly well on previous run-ups, and so I thought he's going to jump well. And he did again today, and the jump was also pretty good. Lucy, who's just coming back from training, or coming back into training I should say, and starting to get back into it, also did a jump, and she took off particularly well also. Nice. As usual, good luck with any competitions you've got coming up, and of course with your training. And if you've got any comments on the subject matter of this particular video or any others, then do leave a comment in the section below or through my other social media. And as usual, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon so that you can be notified as to when I upload new content. Interested in the extremely accurate and portable Freelap timing system, then do get in contact with me. And if you like the Jump Squad merchandise, go to any of the channel's videos and click on the store underneath, and you can get a 15% discount if you use the code JUMP15. If you're interested in finding out more about Theraguns and the Theragun Elite in particular, check out the video on the channel and also look out for special offers and discounts. It's a great device, Bluetooth enabled, multiple speeds and great for rehab.